Went back to the day he poured disinfectant into the pot. I acted like I didn't see it, turned around and walked away with a smile. The feeling of fire burning your skin really hurts. In my past life, I was burned alive in the storage room by my own 13-year-old nephew. Afterward, my parents, brother, and sister-in-law forgave that little monster, and even said at my grave that he'd become a good person. I was so furious my whole body felt like it was burning red. Then I opened my eyes and realized I had been reborn. That day, my mischievous nephew poured an entire bottle of disinfectant into the rice cooker. All because my mom told him to learn how to cook rice. So he used disinfectant as water, and planned to cook us a whole pot of poisoned rice. This time I gave up trying to save anyone. I grabbed my bag and called into the house. Mom, Dad, sis-in-law, something came up at work, I'm heading out. Look at you. Why does a girl need to work so hard? Wouldn't it be better to marry a rich man and enjoy life? Learn from your sister-in-law. I'm the one paying for her living expenses. If I don't work, is my brother paying her $5,000 next month? When I closed the door, my mom had gone silent. The night wind was cold, but I smiled freely. I could finally live for myself for once. First, I went to a bar and got half drunk. Then I checked the time and went to my ex-boyfriend's place. We broke up 2 months ago. The reason was that my family demanded a $500,000 bride price. I didn't even ask him. I rejected it straight away. My ex went to a great university and had a good job, but saving $500,000 for a bride price was still hard. To set him free, I forced myself to break up with him. Now I didn't even want my family anymore, so how could I not take back my own happiness? When Jiaolin saw me come over, he froze for a second. I immediately said, "Do you have a girlfriend now? Want to give your ex another shot? What? Weren't you the one who dumped me because I was poor?" I was wrong. I just didn't want to drag you into the mess that is my family. But now I've come to my senses. Let's start over. After saying that, I threw myself into his arms. His mouth was stubborn, but his body was very honest. While we were sleeping in each other's arms, my phone rang. To keep my mood from being ruined, I turned it off. I think that was your family calling. Maybe you should. Nothing is more important than us getting to know each other again. Are you trying to make me leave like before? At that, Jiaolin's face darkened. Thinking back, we had been alone together several times before, only for my family to call me back, leaving him there alone. As a man, of course, he didn't want to let me go. Early the next morning, I wore Jiaolin's shirt, ate the breakfast he made, then slowly turned my phone back on. Soon, my phone started ringing. My mom's urgent, crying voice came through. "You brat, where did you run off to? Your dad's in the ER and still hasn't come out. Get to the hospital and bring tens of thousands of dollars." After hearing that, I quickly got dressed to leave. Seeing me rush, Jiaolin said, "I'll take you there. Jiaolin, I remember you're a karate black belt. Do you still train?" "I still train." "Why? Did your family get bullied?" "No. Your girlfriend is about to be bullied. Remember, when the time comes, I don't care who it is. Just step in." He and I arrived at the hospital together and saw my mom, my brother, and my sister-in-law there. My mom's face was pale and she still had an IV in her hand. What happened to Dad? Why did he suddenly need emergency treatment? It's nothing much, just his old stomach problem. Go pay the surgery fee first. Your brother and sister-in-law aren't feeling well either. I held out my hands. Mom, you know I just gave my sister-in-law living expenses and bought you a new TV. How would I have money left? What? Then what about your dad's treatment fee? Jiaolin was about to say something, but I stepped on his foot, and he silently swallowed it back. My sister-in-law said, "Didn't you say you had a good job? You work all day and only make this much?" "Sis-in-law, I make over $10,000 a month while my brother only makes $3,500. Compared to him, I do make more. Besides, haven't you been handling the family's investments? Did you lose it all?" At the mention of that, my brother and my mom both looked at my sister-in-law. She had no choice but to go pay the hospital bill. I followed her and took one look. Wow. Medical bills for 5 people. My dad's emergency treatment, my mom's stomach pumping and hospitalization, and my nephew's stomach pumping. On top of that, my brother and sister-in-law also had treatment fees. Sis-in-law. Right in front of my mom and brother, I asked her, "Why did Xiaoping need his stomach pumped? And why did Mom need hers pumped too? Did they eat something dirty? That shouldn't be possible. Didn't we buy all the vegetables fresh?" She stammered. "It's not a big deal, just a stomach pumping, that's all." "What, that's not serious?" Just then, the ER doors opened. The chief physician walked out exhausted, shook his head, and said, "You brought him in too late. The patient already had heart disease, and after consuming too much disinfectant, we couldn't save him." A faint sadness suddenly rose in my heart. My dad loved his precious grandson the most. In my past life, after I died, he personally told the police that I'd set the house on fire by smoking. He said it had nothing to do with his grandson. Now that he was dead in this life, I wondered if he would still forgive his grandson. Mom, sis-in-law, what exactly happened? That's impossible. How could it be this serious? It was just disinfectant. Your nephew was only joking with us and poured it into the food. How did someone just die from that? Ha ha ha. Sis-in-law, I told you long ago to discipline him. Look at this. He's destroyed the whole family. My sister-in-law stepped back a few times, looking like she might collapse, while my brother shoved me and said, "Why are you blaming my son? He's still little. He doesn't know any better. What about you? Why didn't you check what he was doing before you left? You used to love sticking your nose into everything. Why didn't you do it yesterday?" I curled into Jiaolin's arms and shouted back, "I was rushing out to work yesterday. You people didn't watch your own kid and now it's my fault? Dad is dead now. I lost my father. You're the killers. You're the killers." In this life, I had to learn not only to protect myself, but also to fight back and nail others to that high and mighty pillar of shame. My brother still wanted to hit me, but Jiaolin shoved him down. My mom only knew how to cry, while my sister-in-law refused to believe it was real. But in the end, my dad was still cremated. That same day, my nephew was discharged from the hospital too. On the day of my dad's funeral, I stood in front of his gravestone and whispered, "Do you regret it?" Maybe he wouldn't. because my nephew started throwing another fit, rolling around on the ground and yelling, "I don't want to be here. I want to go to the amusement park." My brother said, "Xiaoping, don't cry. We're here to see Grandpa off one last time." But my nephew shouted in front of everyone, "Why should I see off that old thing? He wouldn't even buy me an Ultraman toy." Everyone there froze and turned to look at my nephew. He probably realized everyone was staring at him, so he cried even harder. "Sis-in-law, take him outside. Don't let the relatives start talking." But my sister-in-law slapped me across the face. "My son is mourning. Why should he leave? If he leaves, you'll try to find a way to inherit your father-in-law's estate, won't you?" I covered my face and cried, "I just wanted Dad to leave in peace. My little nephew put disinfectant in the family's food and killed my dad. I only wanted Dad to rest easy. Why is that wrong?" Some things had to be said for all the relatives to hear. But my mom walked over at that moment, shoved me and yelled, "What nonsense are you talking about? You're the one who bought the disinfectant and left it by the door. Your nephew can't even read. You didn't stop him from pouring it into the food and you still dare blame him? Mom, your husband is gone and you're still trying to push this onto me?" I brought that bottle of disinfectant back. My sister-in-law bought it last year when it was on sale at the supermarket. The label is still on it. I showed the bottle of disinfectant to everyone. My brother said, "Why are you stirring up trouble? Why did you bring that thing out?" He reached out and snatched it away, his eyes darting around. At that moment, I said, Fine, go ahead and protect this little killer. I won't dare live at home anymore." After that, with the relatives comforting me, the funeral was finally completed. They did feel some sympathy for me, and even scolded my brother and my little nephew for my sake. The four of them all looked terrible, but for the funeral money, they still held on at the restaurant. Yes, where we're from, when someone passes, the relatives and friends who attend the funeral have to eat before they leave. You can't send people off on an empty stomach. I saw my brother and sister-in-law staring at the gift money with their eyes shining, and my little nephew had disappeared, but I couldn't be bothered to care. I went outside and called Zhao Lin, saying I was about to move in with him and telling him to tidy up. The moment Zhao Lin heard that, he instantly turned into a cheerful, sunny golden retriever, asking how I wanted to decorate and what else we needed. We talked so long that I only came back when the banquet was almost over. As soon as I walked in, I heard an auntie say, "What's up with this soup? Why does it taste like alcohol?" My mind went blank. I quickly picked up her bowl and smelled it, then froze in shock. Wasn't that the smell of disinfectant?